Ezio Auditore.
Oh,
Hello?
ooh, hello,
Hello, hello.
hello.
What's going on?
Hello.
Wait, should we play our theme song? Bum ba-dum bum bum ba ba da ba da ba. Ready for this?
All right, get in the blanket. Let's do it like it's a curtain. Introducing the Tier 40.
Okay, y'all ready for this?
Hi.
Welcome.
Tier 4 heroes in a blanket.
Tier 4 heroes in a blanket.
All right, we have 45 minutes. People know what we do.
Do they?
We're on YouTube, Zelda
Look,
Dungeon.
look, you
YouTube.
can see my little mouth.
We promoted it earlier. Everyone's been waiting for the Impa bracket.
If you missed
Yeah.
the promo, that's on you.
Corey, Nico, Gooey,
That's me.
ranking all the Impas in Zelda. We combined Impas that are the same Impa that are in multiple games.
Yes.
Even though they're technically the same.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, let's just freaking get down to it.
Goo, you always pick first. You're top of the totem.
Yeah.
All right, we were talking about this Impa. Let's talk about the very first Impa
Okay.
from Zelda 1 and 2.
That's this lovely lady right here.
That's this old hag impa.
You know, the term, is this going to work?
It's not clicking. Monsters!
Oh, no.
I don't know why the click isn't working. Is it right click?
Probably not.
Oh, do you know why? It's because I'm on literally the wrong thing.
Oh, no.
How do I know?
This is a Nico problem.
Oh, is it because the screen got changed over there? No.
Mozzie's is running.
No, it's because
Mozzie's is
I
running.
have to be. It's a different.
Oh, I thought he was running
It's a
away.
different spot. I have to find. I can't see the actual monitor. I don't know where my
to
mouse
see it.
is. I can't. I can see it if it's on this, but I can't see it when it's on the actual
Oh, the
browser
screen capture.
source. This is the output.
Yeah. Is there an easy fix for that? What do we talk about in the meantime? How's it going, chatters?
Oh wait, I can.
Whoa!
Ah. That's
Hey.
not our ranking.
Oh, man.
Wait,
We got quotes.
there's some quotes.
Let's start going through the quotes.
Here, wait, Mus.
Ranking all Zelda Dungeon quotes.
We'll decide what needs to be cut.
Mus, just go back to the tab with the ranking on it, and then put my mouse. You have it.
Why do we lose the tab?
I didn't click anything.
This is a disaster.
Oh man,
This is what we get for our first live Tier 4 Heroes episode.
this is horrible. This is dreadful. I see what he's doing.
Well, you see what he's doing?
I see a tier maker list over there.
Yeah.
No.
No. Technical difficulties. We all face them.
Constantly.
Everyone has technical difficulties in their life.
I guess
right?
maybe it would
Oh,
be nice for us to be
hey.
able to.
Look at that.
Okay, but they can only see the random list.
Yeah.
No, it's maximized.
Yeah. We're doing some.
It was
There's
good for me. Was it good for you?
people at home. You wouldn't believe what I'm witnessing.
You won't believe what we're seeing.
There's some technological moves being made that are on a higher level. We're moving things from monitors from 40 feet away.
Through time and space.
This mouse is connected to a PC, not even wirelessly, just with one really long cord across the entire basement.
Across
like a
many
joke.
GameCubes, many Wii U's, many docks of Switches.
So many dots.
Sounds like a gaff, but it's not.
It's not. It's
there's
not.
One really long cord.
It's truly just an awe-inspiring piece of technology here.
There we go.
that we
Now
have.
we can,
Yeah, what are the people saying while we?
You are ugly.
Who? Specifically who?
It
Yeah.
says Corey and Nico.
All right, ban them.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for saying they're ugly.
Oh, Palmer actually says
Oh.
we're beautiful.
You are beautiful.
What a guy.
I think. Oh, what's going on here?
So they can just see a couple lines.
Super zoomed in.
Okay, looks pretty good.
That's progress.
He's fixing stuff. I can see it, and he's just got to transition it over, and
The
it'll
cogs
be
are moving.
Well, in that I can talk about Impa in this moment.
Yeah, go for
Sure.
it.
Yeah. Let's talk
Why
about.
don't we just start talking about it?
Yeah, we'll place it by the time we
OG
get there. Impa is her name is like named after the term impart.
Really?
She's there to impart knowledge
Mhm.
upon the
Okay.
player. And that's her role in the first game. She's basically a character in the manual. But she tells you not just the knowledge of the backstory of the game.
Mm-hmm.
She finds Link and tells him about Ganon and what's going on. But she also tells you very useful tips and tricks if you read the manual, including hints on how to find levels 7 and 8 and 9.
Zelda foresaw how difficult it would be to find those dungeons.
They're pretty tricky ones to find. That bush in the middle of the world.
Conspicuous bush.
She tells you to do something special.
Do something special
Now,
to find this one.
They can't see anything.
Mosh just walked over here looking very
That's great. That's exactly what we need.
Wow,
Yes.
Look at that.
Thank
wow, this is amazing. It's
Okay.
finally happening.
you. Now I'll just put. Where's my mouse? I'll find it. Wait.
Oh, yay.
Beautiful.
Wow. We did it.
Look, there we
Nice.
actually can control it. Okay, beautiful. Thank you.
I think this Impa's
So-
pretty classic, but it's kind of standard.
Pretty standard.
But I mean, getting into level 8 is pretty tough.
I do have a question
agree.
though.
Uh-huh.
She does impart knowledge. There are, however, other impas on this list that are like super BA and will like destroy you.
Uh-huh.
This impa, is she like just an old lady?
Yeah. She's
Seems
like
like
a
it.
classic old woman.
Well, so this is the thing.
Okay.
And
It
she's in
seems
Zelda
like
2. Staying power. She's
Yes.
in 2 games.
Same
Yes.
Impa in the
Manuals.
second Zelda. With Impa, it seems like they like to do one of two things: princess's knowledgeable attendant,
Yep.
or be a bodyguard lady.
True.
One of those
Both
two
are valid.
usually. Both are valid. I like both.
That's fair.
Both can be done well.
That's very, yeah.
Where would you want to put classic Impa go?
Well, I want to say B, but I think like maybe a logical choice is C, because it's kind of the standard, and there might be things that improve upon it. But I actually think it's like a cute bonus character in the novel. Some good tips and stuff. That's like a fun.
Yeah, I was gonna agree with B.
Yeah,
like a
I
fun
think
That's
way.
what
it
I was
makes
gonna
sense to
suggest
have
as well.
C for the standard, but she does kind of go like a step up for having like she's the OG. We were reading through a
She's
lot of
kind
the
of a
stuff in the
freak.
manual yesterday. She's got this beautiful nose.
Yeah,
Can you see
just
that? Like,
a nice schnoz.
look at that schnoz.
There's great artwork with her in both the games.
Yeah.
There
Yes,
is. That's one thing
definitely.
I wish we had more of
Definitely.
in modern Zelda games.
And is it established whether or not canonically Impa is the old lady from?
I don't know if that's established, but we could
Am I too loud? Oh,
one could extrapolate that.
I think that's a fun mystery to be like, maybe this is Impa, and maybe she's popping up everywhere.
Yes.
To give you,
Yeah,
Who's
yeah.
the old man? We don't know.
Some her friend.
Take
So-
this to the old woman, is what he says.
Yeah, they got something on the side going on.
Yeah.
Little letters.
We- get to
we
know
can
about
tell. We can tell.
Let's put
So,
it in B.
I'm cool
Yeah.
with B. Let's
We're
do
moving
B.
her right up there. Boop. All right,
Beautiful.
Mr. Middleman in the totem. What do you think?
Let's do.
We couldn't do totem time. I'm sorry.
We have a photo. We'll post it. I'll post it right now, actually.
Why
It'll
don't
be in the
we
ZD Discord.
follow that up with another kind of, not quite a BA bodyguard impa,
Mm-hmm.
more of like a classic. I feel like this is a very good spiritual successor to the classic impa, which is A Link Between Worlds impa.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yes.
She's
Let's
got
pull her into the
that
view.
she's got that classic attendant vibe. She's kind of got this grouchy demeanor.
She's a little
That's
cranky.
part of her. Yeah, a little
Yeah.
cranky.
Beautiful nose.
Beautiful nose. Got some nice hair.
I will say her hair is pink,
I like that.
which is pretty cool.
I like that.
That's like a fun little
It's
fun little
cute.
tidbit.
Yeah.
So, I want to just throw out my suggestion right off the bat. I don't think she is as good as Classic Impa.
Okay.
I think I want to put her in C tier.
Yeah.
I think she's functional. I think she's fine, but like, she's one of the sages. That's really her only role in the game, and I think she's probably my least favorite sage out of all the sages in A Link Between
Right.
Worlds.
The other ones have a little bit more characterization, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Hers is just like she does her thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
No.
I don't even think. I don't know. I don't even know if I would put it below, personally, because I feel like it's like
Below.
it
Or the
serves.
same?
It's similar to the original one, where I think it's like fits its perfect nicely, and then you add in the sage thing, and it makes it a little nice, like
Okay.
nicer. But I wouldn't say like so much that I'd put it above, but I feel like I could put
Yeah.
it in B as well.
I would be okay with B or C.
Yeah.
Nico, you make the executive decision.
Honestly, she's kind of less memorable to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because I just didn't like her as a character as much. She's like, yeah, of the sages, you're like, oh yeah, and her.
Oh yeah, Impa's a sage.
It's like I kind of just don't really care for her. And maybe it's just because, especially in this game, the other characters are have like such big personalities.
Yeah.
And are like fun, and you, for the most part, I love all of them. So I kind of think that drops her down to a C tier.
Even
for
though
me.
she's not bad, the greatness of the other characters makes her
Kind
stand
of-
out
C,
even less.
yeah, and
Yeah.
C's not bad. C's like,
no,
it's
and
fine.
like you said,
C's
C is a
fine.
standard.
Okay.
And so I think
some
that's
people
fine.
would be like, well, she's inherently better because she's actually like in the game,
Well,
like the bet you play. But
but we know Classic Impa's got that charm.
classic Impa, you got to read the manual. It's
yeah,
crucial.
exactly. Yeah.
I would agree.
All right, Nico.
All right.
I'm going to pick one that maybe people would disagree with how I pronounce her name, because it's different.
What?
Impaz or Impas.
I would also say Impaz.
I say Impaz, but I've heard it both ways.
Impaz doesn't make sense to me. It's only one, not
Impasse.
plural.
I would agree.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Now, this is sort of like almost an honorary mention for the list because she's
Yeah, she's
technically Impa.
She's like she's the Impa of Twilight Princess. But she's
Yeah.
not literally Impa, but she's an old lady from old Kakariko Village.
Which, to be fair, is one of my favorite places in that whole game.
Yeah,
Especially,
Hidden Village.
but that doesn't necessarily mean that she's better or worse.
She plays a similar role, kind of. Like, all we really hear of is that, like, yeah, she helped out Ilya
Mm-hmm.
when Ilya was captured.
She doesn't seem to do a lot, if I'm being honest.
Well,
She kind of hides in her house.
got to show her the. I don't really remember because I kind of associate her with like not a fun part of the game, though the hidden village part is fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then it's
But that section of the game is a little bit of
Yeah.
a slog.
yeah, I know like there's probably a bunch of story that makes sense, but in my head it's like they're giving you all these totems and trinkets and horse charms and
Yeah.
whatnot, and yeah, so I don't really like connect with her from a character perspective. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But I guess I don't. I don't really remember the
She-
full details.
She
of,
just
like,
kind of feels like more of an Easter egg
Mhm.
than
Yeah.
Impa.
Yeah, they could have just named her something else, and the connection to Impa wouldn't have been there, and she would have just been some
Although-
regular old lady.
To be fair, I don't think we have any other Sheikah tribe members in Twilight Princess, do we?
No, not that we know of. Maybe Renato is one.
I feel like
We don't know that, but
like Thelma like could be maybe
there's a few people that I think you could say, yeah, maybe they
or
are.
like maybe they were
mm,
related
maybe
somehow.
they're descendants, but
But we don't
know for sure.
We don't know. But in my opinion, I would personally say Ms. Impaz is probably a D tier Impa to me.
Not even a real Impa.
Not
No,
even a real
yeah,
Impa.
I agree. D tier.
All right, D tier.
Literally-
Definitely D tier.
Just
Sorry.
Sorry, Impaz.
Imposter.
You're
There's nothing wrong with
not
you.
doing anything for us.
Impa Z.
Okay,
I like
okay.
this lineup we got here. We got classic Impa that's like, help me. We got
Cranky
attendant Impa
Impa.
that's like, oh, and then Impaz is like, dang, I'm in D tier.
She's like,
She's
oh
like,
man, I'm
oh,
not even a
man."
real Impa.
Oh, no.
Oh man. She also kind of sounds like Mickey Mouse. Oh no, it appears I'm a D tier Impa. Oh.
Let's do.
the horse charm, huh?
Oh my God. It's so early in the morning. Let's do the Wand of Gamelon Impa.
Oh gosh, can they see? Okay, and this just
Pull that lady over.
absolutely horrifying.
I like to call her Freak Impa.
She's.
I
creepy
love
looking.
all the animations and like voice acting in that game.
Yeah,
It's like pretty psychedelic.
it's most of the charm.
I love that scene where she's looking at the Triforce of Wisdom and it's spinning around.
Yeah.
I love that. And then she's like at various parts of the map and like I don't know, you stab her to she gives you some info and it's some wild cutscene, you know. I don't
trying to
know.
She
remember
says something crazy.
her audio. Like, I'm
Yeah,
trying to
well,
remember
that's
her
the thing.
line.
Is I'm more familiar with Faces of Evil. And she's
Like,
not in Faces of
The
Evil. is she?
Triforce of Wisdom will protect the king or something. I don't know what she says, but
Another like wise attendant role. Not exactly kicking many bad guys' booties. This one.
But she's present, and
She's there.
she's
for us,
globetrotting too.
which is more than we can say about.
she shows
Impaz,
up
right.
She shows up multiple places. You know what I mean? Does
That's
she?
impressive.
Someone confirm that she does. I'm pretty sure
we
she does.
I don't know.
neither confirm nor
Let's just
deny.
say that she does.
Yeah.
She's actually on every screen. It's like Where's Waldo, but it's Where's Impa.
There's an Easter egg in every
That's
screen.
the game. It
You
was
can see
all
her
about.
head poking out in the background of every level.
She's like, "Oh, you found me this time."
She is a constant. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
so
Palmer.
she's
yeah.
she's like kind of now this. There's a couple instances where the characters are both a wise sage, but also a globe-trotting badass.
This is one of those rare occasions.
So I think we should put her in B tier.
You know what?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm fine with
Yeah.
that.
I think
Let's do it.
that's worth. Yeah. There you go.
I like it.
She's like, "We're up to beat here."
Okay.
Cool.
Now we pretty much got most of the old ladies out of the way. The strictly old ladies out of the way.
Yeah. Well, sort of.
Let's move on to one that I'm not quite as familiar with, and that's the Cadence of Hyrule Impa.
Ooh,
I'm gonna have to defer to your judgment on this one.
You can play as her too.
Yes.
That's what I've heard.
She's
Is she fun to
playable.
play as?
I don't know.
Yes.
Well, great.
I think she's a lot of fun.
Well, just based on the look, she's clearly kind of inspired by like
Like Skyward Sword-ish.
Skyward Sword, Hyrule
so
Warriors, Ocarina of Time.
Before, I mostly just play the base game every time I play it, but I remember her main presence before she became a playable character. I think it was like later, right?
Yeah, it was
DLC.
DLC, I think.
I remember like she will give you her weapon, which is like a spear, and I
Okay.
think that's definitely based on like, well,
Changes the
Skyward-
gameplay a little bit, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
More ranged.
Yeah, I mean, you can get spears in the game certainly, but
Yeah.
that they kind of established that's her like kind of like that's her thing. So yeah, I don't know. It's pretty cool. I just don't really have strong opinions because I when I replay the game, I kind of just like playing as well. This last time I played as Cadence, which was pretty fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So maybe I have to come back and play as Impa, but the design is cool and everything.
I do really like her design.
I think it's pretty good.
But spear is not my favorite
Really?
weapon.
I will say what's interesting about
you can change it, of course.
what's interesting about her in Cadence is that she almost reminds me of like a Gerudo warrior. A little bit, which is kind of strange.
I can see that.
But like the type of spear that she has seems like it would be something that a Gerudo warrior would have.
It does.
Not
sure how fitting that is though.
Yeah, that's not very Sheikah of her.
Yeah. Traitor, D tier.
Traitor,
no, just
D tier.
She's pretty solid.
No, but
she's fine.
she's cool.
I think I would put her in C, maybe B.
Okay.
I don't really have much to go off of though.
That's fair.
Me either, actually. It's just it's more of a haven't really played with her character as much, but I don't know. I don't get into the nitty gritty of a lot of the different character moves and that. I just kind of found the one.
Just kind of go.
I stick with the one way.
You know, Palmer has given an idea C, but above A Link Between Worlds.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And you know what? That kind of makes
it's
sense.
Really
to
no
me.
shade to
It's fine
either
with
of
me,
them. No shade
Palmer.
to either of these characters.
No,
I think that's a.
I do.
Good
I think they're
placement.
both good.
That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's looking pretty good.
Nice.
All
Okay,
right,
Nico.
so far.
That's you.
Well, we got some heavy hitters left.
Yeah, that we do.
Real heavy hitters.
The heaviest hitters of them all. I'm gonna actually hop over to Skyward Sword Impa.
Ooh.
And I think the reason I want to go with her is because the others, I don't know, the others kind of stand out to me in different ways. But Skyward Sword Impa, you meet her as the old woman, right? And so
wait,
are you telling
same?
me? I will say, I was naive as heck my first time playing this game because when they did the actual reveal, I was blown away.
Oh, me too.
Which
was
is
like,
so
wow.
funny because looking at it, it's so obvious.
Yeah, if you're paying attention, you can see all that stuff literally
It's
right from the beginning.
from the very beginning. It's obviously her, but I for some reason just
right. She's got
never...
the same eye tattoo. Literally, the bracelet thing that's there the entire time.
It's it's there the entire time. It's the same color scheme.
Yeah.
She's got everything about it is so obvious, and yet I never saw it. And I will say that is one of my favorite story moments and one of my favorite memories of playing a Zelda game is the moment I realized that the old lady was Impa. It was an emotional experience, and I think out of all of the Impas on this list, she's probably the one that I have the most emotional connection to, which is an important factor for me. While also being a total BA, because in her younger years, protecting Zelda,
She kicks some booty.
she really does kick some, while kind of being a jerk.
That's
But-
actually that's something that I kind of wanted to touch on.
Yeah.
Is that we see her go toe to toe, mano y mano against Girahim, the main antagonist of this game, in the cutscene when they're trying to escape through the gate of time,
which
or
is
whatever.
such a good cutscene.
That's very impressive, and I actually really like that she's kind of a jerk to Link. Because there are other Impas on this list that are kind of that bodyguard type, and they're like, "Oh, you're the hero, so I'll trust you to do this." But she's like,
Prove your worth.
"You got to step it up, man.
Yeah.
I'm doing this for the goddesses, the goddess reincarnate. You got to step your game up. I'm pulling my weight."
You know what? I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
I also like that in that cutscene, you can kind of like tease her.
Yeah.
Because, you can tell her that, like, oh, looks like she's late.
Yeah.
Which is what she says to you the first time you see her.
Yeah.
I personally think that Skyward Sword Impa is an S tier Impa. Overall, just all around a very good Impa.
That was going to be my suggestion as well. This is one of the
It's,
Impas I feel S tier.
It's the first. Well, there aren't a lot before it. Like there aren't a lot where like Impa is like actually like fighting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
Other than I feel like the Ocarina of Time is
Ocarina
kind
of
of
Time.
the.
Biggest example.
It's like she's also her bodyguard or whatever.
But even in
Yeah.
that one, the brunt of what we see is her riding away with Zelda,
Yeah.
and then we just see her there as a sage.
Yeah, we mostly just see her like as
There's a lot
The
of
bodyguard
lot
figure.
of given like backstory
Yeah,
and other things
yep.
she's
Sure.
done like
Also, that she
And-
trains her to be chic. That's
Yeah.
pretty,
Yeah.
that's pretty
and
sweet.
stuff.
That is
I think
pretty cool.
They talk about her and and stuff with the Sheikah tribe, which is interesting. That's because that's new in Ocarina of Time. Anyway, we're a little off, but basically what I mean is Skyward Sword kind of like took that idea and the other idea and synthesized them into one character, which is pretty clever of it to kind of
oh sure.
do that for that game that was meant to be like a
Oh yeah.
25th anniversary game. It should be an S tier, I think.
And
Yeah.
I gotta say that hair braid that just like it's like a clock
The
ticking
swinging,
back and
yeah.
forth. Pretty cool.
I wish I had
Hypnotic.
Yeah.
time telling hair,
Yeah,
which do you not?
I do.
I do.
It's just like a.
You let it grow
It's
long
digital.
enough.
I have digital hair.
the hairs curl into numbers every
Yeah.
morning, so I can see.
We're tossing Skyward Sword Impa up
Yes.
in S tier where she belongs.
Now we're gonna do the Oracle Impa.
Oracle. Which one is that? I can't.
Big
I don't know if I can
that's-
see
That's
her.
Big Mama. Impa.
Big
Impa.
Mama Impa, right
Which
here.
I guess is sort of like that's trying to be a. It's. I think the design is continuing the bodyguard element. Like she looks
Sure.
like she could crush you.
And I think some
It's-
people would
I think
want her
it's-
to.
Yeah, I could see why.
Her role. Well, in the one game she gets possessed, and you kind of
Yeah.
with her in the beginning.
And she's like, hey, 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 I'm up to no good.
that
That's
makes
pretty
me
funny.
so happy too, honestly.
But I mean, and then the other one she's hanging out with a little bit too. But it's a little bit more of, you can go to her and get a little hint of where to go. I don't know. It's similar. It's similar in vein to like the original Legend of Zelda, but like with a little bit more, like a little bit of character stuff there, a little bit of story stuff. I think it's. I don't know. I think it's on par with like how she is in A Link Between Worlds, but maybe it's a little bit more memorable because you have the whole storyline with with her getting possessed. I still think the original is better, even though it's way more
Oh sure.
simplistic.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Corey?
You know what? Apparently you guys were joking. I actually do want to put her in S tier. I think
Yeah?
she rocks.
Okay, I was thinking B.
I think we can meet somewhere in the middle or do any concessions or whatever. But I think, as we've established, they like to do one of two things: attendant or be a bodyguard. And I think, for my money, without having
You know what?
an old version and a young version, this is the only one that effectively does both. And on top of that, I would say easily the most unique design out of all of these.
We love body positive Impa.
For sure.
I'm all for it.
And that's just compared to the other Impas, but like I really like the role she plays in the story because she's popping
Yeah.
up in cutscenes left and right,
That's true.
particularly in Ages. Not quite as much in Seasons,
Which I mean,
but I really appreciate that. I think
Yeah.
she's pretty sweet.
She's
And
a solid pro-
there's some fun, like towards the end of Oracle of Ages. They have that awesome art where it's like they don't have a full animated cutscene, but they have like those
Yes.
sweet
Yeah.
pictures that come in. There's
Yeah.
one of her like hugging and crushing Link, and it's
yes,
like
that's what I was thinking.
boy.
It's actually it's really cute.
I feel like they get the character across with this Impa super well with what we get in the game from her.
Okay.
I
So what are you
I was
saying?
going to propose A. You were saying B, and you were
Yeah.
saying S.
Yeah,
So do we want to
That's
put her in A?
It's fine.
yeah, I'm cool with that.
I think
Yeah.
I'm for it.
Nice. Now we got someone in A too. That's cool.
There we go.
Fantastic.
Okay, well, since we touched on her in the past two Impa discussions, let's talk about Ocarina of Time Impa. Kind of the first bodyguard Impa.
Mm-hmm. I always thought it was a cool character. Like, I just remember specific little moments with her. Like I like when you meet Zelda, and it is presented as like, oh, it's like just these like two kids, like they don't know what they're doing.
Very innocent.
Zelda's writing letters. You go show it to the. Anyway, it feels a little bit like that, where you're like you're done talking to Zelda with Zelda, and it's like, oh, there's like a grown up here.
Yeah, she's like,
but like she takes Zelda very seriously, and she teaches you this song, and
that is cool.
Yeah, I mean I think it's similar to, like, there's a similar scaling I think to like the original one, which is like she's pretty sparsely used, but it's pretty impactful. I think I like all the scenes with her where they're fleeing. And they make her a sage, and you kind of hear a lot more about her. It's a lot more of like implied stuff going on.
Yeah, definitely.
I was gonna say, because when you go to Kakariko, they talk about her.
Yeah, she help found the town or
Yeah.
something? Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
Is pretty cool. And I mean, as a kid, I thought she was like super interesting. And so like overall, I thought her character was just like, I want to know more about her. Who is this? And then of course Sheik shows up, and you're like, wait, now who's this? But no, I really like her. She's very BA.
She really doesn't have like much story involvement as
not a ton.
Skyward
less
Sword,
maybe not less personality, but maybe a little more like stone faced.
Well, so I kind of get similar vibes to the A Link Between Worlds one.
Sure.
In the way that these are the two Impas that are sages in their respective games.
Yeah.
And in both of these, honestly, there are other sages that I like more.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think being a sage is the biggest perk of this Impa's, stance in the game. But I think a lot of that subtle stuff that is hinted at, like, her involvement with Kakariko Village. And one of the big ones for me that I'm kind of thinking of right now is that one character from Ocarina of Time that is many people's favorite Zelda characters ever is Sheik. Impa's responsible for that.
Yeah.
Because we hear that when Link's taking the big nap for 7 years, Zelda gets taken away by Impa and trained in the arts of the Sheikah, in the arts of being a Sheikah warrior, and becomes the alter ego Sheik.
It's cool, like
very spot on name.
Yeah,
like,
some of the other, on the nose actually, but
some of the other sages, like people, they had you like kind of do a lot of stuff with, not a lot of stuff, but like you kind of helped their people as a kid, and then came back as an adult. But then hers, it's like, it's kind of fitting because like the dungeon she's like the sage for is like where you're like going, and the cool thing about that dungeon, in my opinion, is learning about the all these different parts of Kakariko and like the lore of Hyrule, and it has a lot
bloody
to do with
history of
hatred and this Impa like introduced some of that element to it, especially because that's what like the Sheikah type stuff is first hinted at. So I mean, it would be, for me personally, it's one of the most iconic versions of the character, even if not much is done. So I would put it up high. I would put it in S, but I don't know if you would agree.
I would agree putting this Impa in S. And a lot of it is because she is, for most people, I think, when you think of Impa, they think of her.
It's true. I probably would have gone lower, but I'm cool putting her in S.
I think she's also to how we get to the other Impas.
For sure, definitely. She was the first BA Impa.
Yeah, because I mean, up to this point, they were very much the
old ladies,
just the old lady,
just
straight up. And I think it probably surprised a lot of people when Link and Zelda are hanging out there. All of a sudden, there's this bodyguard, and she's like, "I'm like, Impa.
I'm gonna punch your face in."
And they're like, "Wait, that's
Here's this
Impa?
song. Yeah,
that's Impa."
Yeah, very true.
Let's do it.
Oh,
Is the Hyrule Warrior song like a different one from Skyward Sword?
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
Hyrule Warriors Impa is just like her own character.
Okay,
She's
she looks
just-
very similar. It's definitely inspired by that design.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's inspired by her look, but she's different.
She got a
different.
sword.
She has the sword. She has like water abilities.
I think a lot of people are a fan of this design or this Impa, and like I think she
I get
looks
it.
pretty rad,
Pretty cool.
but I'm not quite as much of a fan.
And I mean, it kind of goes in just with like the style of Hyrule Warriors, right? I mean, it's a hack and slash. There's story, but I mean, you got characters like these super weird villains that are in there that, and they don't feel like the bad guy. They just kind of feel like cronies, you know?
Yeah,
And I almost feel like she's just kind of the equivalent, but on the good side.
yeah.
Like they're
No,
like,
I
we're gonna make
definitely
Impa
agree.
our own, like her own character, kind of different for this game, but I don't know. It felt a little cheesy, even though I think
Yeah.
the actual design
The
is
game is kind of a
incredible.
little cheesy. Like,
But yeah, the game
it's
itself
a
is just really
little- it's-
cheesy.
Yeah, it's meant to be a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The premise is wild. You know what I mean? Like we're going throughout all these timelines. and
Oh,
stuff
okay,
like that.
Polymer is correcting me here. Great sword has water abilities, and the Naginata, the spear, has fire
The
abilities.
Naginata. that's
So
the
it's her
Cadence
weapons.
Okay.
Yeah, it's her weapons.
So
that
she
have-
ain't special.
So
It's
yeah,
the
she's
weapons.
who knows what she does.
She can wield them. You know.
Is she even that great?
Well, what do you?
So I feel like this is, I haven't played Hyrule Warriors, the first one, in a while, but from what I recall, this feels probably the most one-dimensional, just kind of like bulldog bodyguard.
Sure.
Impa. I'm not sure she serves much else of a role in the game.
I mean, for that game, maybe that's fine though. But also, it's not really my
Yeah.
style of game.
She's
so-
Well,
sort of like
that's
the
true,
Stone
but-
Cold Steve Austin of the Impas. You know.
like, so she be in
You
S
lost
tier?
me.
So she's
You
S
lost me
tier.
Well, where do you want to place this Impa? I don't know. I don't really have anything against her.
I would put her in C.
All right, that's fine with me.
What do you guys want to do?
I would put her in B.
B?
I think she's cooler than both of them that are in C.
I get very similar vibes to the Cadence one.
She is similar, though I do think better.
Okay.
Granted, they're both from non-mainline Zelda games, so.
What do you think, Goo? C or B? All
B's fine.
right, let's do B.
I'm not gonna pitch a fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pitch a fit right now.
Oh, I'm gonna pitch
Gonna
the biggest
pitch the
fit.
biggest fit you've ever
The biggest
seen.
fit
Oh,
you
man.
ever saw. Well, that leaves one last Impa.
Which is the silliest one we combined.
It's.
You know what though? Like this, it's silly because like you only see the young one in
One game.
Age of Calamity,
Yes.
but it's the same Impa.
It's the same. It's the
Yeah.
same Impa.
This is presumably like you see Breath of the Wild Impa. She's like this ancient lady.
She's old.
She's
It's
old,
awesome.
old as heck. She sits on a pillow all day. She doesn't do nothing.
She's too fragile. You can't move her.
And
She goes,
I love that. First of all, Paya is one of my favorite characters from Breath of the Wild.
Yes.
I love me some
We
Paya.
love.
And then it's you hear some stuff about like Impa's involvement back in the day, 100
Yeah.
years ago. Rewind 100 years, it's basically Paya.
It's Paya with longer hair.
Yeah, it's basically Paya with longer hair and like little different eyebrows. to
That's
match
about
Impa.
it. Yeah, I love both iterations of this Impa. I really do love old Impa because she's fun. She's cute and
Yeah.
I love her cutscenes. Where like she's chatting with you and stuff.
The royal history of Hyrule is also
The
the
history of Calamity Ganon.
I used to kick some major ass back in the day.
You should have seen me, Link. Oh boy,
Oh,
you
should
were
have seen
there,
me
but
on the
you just
battlefield.
forgot about it.
I had a body that wouldn't quit, and my fighting abilities didn't quit either.
I had
And
these.
you're just like, all right, lady, chill.
She's like, you thought I was hot.
You told me on several occasions.
Now,
you
what's-
don't remember, but
What's kind of weird to think is that Link and Zelda are actually about the same age as Impa.
They are.
and
'Cause
they've both
she's
been
like-
locked away,
Yes.
and now she got stuck aging.
Yeah.
And so this is what
Impa-
Link and Zelda would look like if they hadn't been.
This Impa would have been like colleagues with them as opposed to like an
Yeah.
elder at the
Yeah.
time. But then
It
because
was still like, but I like that though because it's a similar role as some of the bodyguard impas because I think that's pretty much what she was. She was like the princess's attendant and bodyguard,
Yes.
but super closer to age, kind of young, inexperienced, and she has some really in Age of Calamity. She has some really
some nice
funny,
moments. Yeah.
really funny cutscenes with like
She's so
Terrico and
cute.
stuff.
Oh yes, I like her a lot.
I do.
She's
too.
actually probably my favorite character that you get to know through Age of Calamity.
yeah.
That's fair.
Because
I'd
like
agree with that.
everyone else, like Zelda, we already basically
Everyone
like,
else we
knew
already
her.
know. Yeah.
And, like Robbie and
That was like
whatever.
what parts that worked about because the story for the game was like fine for me, but the stuff
Yeah, it was-
I really
yeah.
liked were like just a couple character moments
Character
here
moments,
and there.
yeah.
I'd probably put her in A. Like I don't think it's the most iconic version of the character, but I do like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I would put it above the oracles even,
Yeah.
but in A. I don't know what you think.
What do you think, Corey?
I don't know. Either A or S. I'd be cool with A, I think. I like that.
I think A above
Mhm.
Oracles makes sense to me because to me Skyward Sword and Ocarina of Time Impas are like they're both really iconic, and I think that this Impa is iconic as well. But maybe it's a little weird because it is broken up between two separate games.
Yeah.
And so you have one game with one story and one with another. You know.
It did. That is, you know what? I think that solidifies my opinion of it being an A because that's something I was thinking of before is that take Skyward Sword Impa. The reason that works so well is because
It's all wrapped
the
up.
reveal, it's all tied into the plot of the game.
Yeah.
You're pretty much explicitly told, even through context clues, this is the same person.
Yeah.
In Breath of the Wild, we just know Old Lady Impa. And then in Age of Calamity, it's like, hey, this is that Impa, but young.
It's fan service,
And it's
but, I mean,
it's great, and I love them both, but it feels a little bit disconnected. Feels a little bit more like two characters than one
yeah, for sure.
for me.
There's definitely like some Easter eggs in Age of Calamity, like based on things that Impa says in Breath of the Wild, which is cool. But yeah, I agree. It's definitely a little disconnected because of that. But I think she's really awesome. But you know what? I'm gonna put her right here. Let me pop you over there.
Wow.
And I think
Look at that.
this
That's a
is
beautiful tier.
this is
No.
our tier list. That's a good looking list.
That is a good looking list right there.
It's
I stand by it.
Yeah.
I would
I
If
don't wanna-
anything,
I don't
I
wanna
would bump,
change
I'd
nothing.
bump up the classic one. But I think the Mount Rushmore of Impas is the first two games. And I'm talking about in terms of like defining the character. Is that Ocarina of Time,
yes.
Skyward Sword, and maybe Breath of the Wild?
Maybe it's like the new age of
New
Impa.
age, yeah.
That's
New
more
age
of like
Impa.
I think of more in Breath of the Wild. They kind of redesigned a little bit, like the way
Yeah.
they presented the Sheikah people, like their look and
yeah,
everything.
they got a whole
changed.
new brand image.
It is
Yeah.
kind of cool that they did go for kind of a more like traditional,
Yeah,
like
Traditional
like actual
Japanese
Japanese
villager, yeah.
style.
That is really
I
cool.
do like that.
So yeah,
I stand by this list.
Oh, this is a beautiful.
We
list.
did it.
That's absolutely wonderful.
We did it. Look at the timing too. Perfect.
It's what
Oh,
the
dang.
timing? 5:40.
5:45. We said
Wow.
45. I don't know if we
45
started
minutes.
at 5:00. Well,
We
hey,
did.
we said
did. We
45.
started at 5.
There we go.
That's even with the technical difficulties at the beginning.
That was
which is
actually planned.
Just
It was planned.
great job all around.
All around.
We're,
High
this rocks.
fives. Well,
Thanks,
thank you
everyone.
for joining us for a very special live episode of Tier 4 Heroes.
Now we gotta get to some of the wildest stuff you'll ever see in Zelda.
I can't even explain it. Pretend we cut to a transition screen right here, and you don't see us walking away.
One thing before we go. Check us out on YouTube.
Yeah,
and
we are
the
on
big
YouTube.
thing next month is August, which is our 1-year anniversary of
Yes.
us doing this show.
Yes.
which is crazy to think. But we have something really special coming up for that. I don't know if I want to reveal it quite just yet.
Don't reveal it.
But
Oh, it's too intense.
stay tuned for that. We got a big one coming up.
It's a big one.
We'll
see it. We'll see you over on the Zelda Dungeon YouTube.
All right, let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. But you gotta wave. Bye. Okay, shimmy away. We're going this way. They can't see us. Okay, beautiful. Good thing they can't hear us.
All right, turn the marathon off. Oh wow, a transition.